Hey everybody, Resident Loser Jeremy here. I want to talk about drums today. Specifically, I want to help take your drums from this to this. So we've got a drum set. It was recorded fairly well. Pieces. Here's some kick. Here's snare. Hi-hat. Overhead. So they sound okay, but there's no room mics. There's no ambience. There's nothing here besides these top mics. There's not even a snare bottom. So what are we going to do? Maybe this is the situation you've been in. Either you're limited greatly in your ability to record yourself, or you're mixing something for someone who doesn't have the ability to go back and re-record. So you're kind of working with like quote unquote demo level tracks. It's not a sign for it to be good or bad. It's just these are very limited resources. Maybe they only had like an 8-channel interface to work with because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and one for something else. I guess they could have put it on the snare bottom, but they didn't. In the context of the mix, this sounds pretty boring. So right off the bat, what can we do? Let's put a compressor on there. So I've got like a slow release, really trying to bring out the room. This is kind of to glue what we do have together, make it a little more aggressive, and then to bring out what we can in the room because it just doesn't exist. We got a limiter here. It's really not doing anything except for grabbing maybe the peaks. There's no threshold here. The ceiling's all the way up. It's a just-in-case limiter. And then I've got this reverb on here. I mean, that gives it some ambience, but that's still, it doesn't feel like it's natural. Although I love this reverb, it's just not working in this situation. So what can we do? Toontrack has Superior Drummer 3, Superior. Tracker is a fantastic feature of Superior Drummer. Lets you kind of turn real drums into samples without losing the performance aspect of what that was. Then, with a little programming and some kind of massaging on the overheads, basically I have a digital version of what was played. So now I can go into the actual drum set. Only 2 toms we're using are this guy and that guy. Now, why does that sound so weird? Well, I'll show you. I have basically every mic that's a direct mic turned all the way down. I have the kick in, kick out, kicks up, everything I know that I have a copy of already over here. My kick, snare, rack tom, floor tom, overheads, those are all turned down and muted. And if we go, I'm going to go over here. I have an ambient ribbon mic, kind of the X snare, which is like a little sample layer thing. And then the bussing, the kit, toms, reverb, and then our output. If I add all of this program stuff back into it, take a listen to what the drums sound like. I'm going to start with this muted. And remember, that's with our compression on and everything. So if I'm going to play this again, unmute it. So let's play here what only Superior is doing. So I'm kind of using this fantastic drum room that Superior Drummer itself was recorded in to augment my own drum set that did not have a cool room, at least included with it. Maybe it was recorded in the best sounding room ever, but they just didn't include it for me. To get that back, I'm kind of hijacking Superior Drummer for its room sounds and its cool reverb, and there's a whole lot of stuff we can do in here. I can even go as far as to, hey, there was no snare bottom, so let's play with that. All I had was a kick mic. I'm not really sure what that is. To me, it sounds like a kick inside. That's a kick inside mic for sure. So bring in an out and a sub. And then I'm going to turn it off. The cool thing about doing it this way, I don't feel like I'm changing the sound of the drums. The inherent tones are there. The snare is there. It just kind of feels like now it's in a bigger room and now there's a bottom mic so we can actually hear those snares rattle. I could go as far as to like physically change what these are and really bring them out. I don't think I want to go as far as to change the drum tones. I just want a natural room to put this in because the song frankly feels like it needs some room to breathe. Like, let's unsolo this and just mute Superior Drummer, and here's our drum sound. But adding this room back and adding this ambience, I feel like it kind of fits the track a little better. That's a super quick fix on something that can make your demos better. It can make your home recordings better. You can record drums in your bedroom and then put these in these awesome rooms that Superior Drummer was recorded. As long as you take your time, and especially with a feature like Tracker that allows you to keep your performance 99% of the way there. And on the shells, almost every time I use Tracker, it's perfect. On the overheads, it will require a little bit of practice and a little bit of programming. But that said, you can get there pretty easy, and the results are pretty crazy. And with little to no work, you've basically reamped your drum kit. I know that's a kind of a silly thing. I don't know what to call this. You're re-rooming it. Now, one thing you do want to do if you're going to be using this like I am, where you're not using a lot of the direct tracks here, you need to make sure your reverb sends, if you're sending things to the reverb on here without necessarily messing with the ambient track, although you want to make sure all your bleed is there and everything is cool. But on the reverb, you need to make sure that is set to pre-fader. And on Superior Drummer, that's super easy. So the way this normally comes stock, if you're just going to pull up a preset and go, this is normally set to post fader. Now you'll hear the bleed from the other instruments, but if this was set to post fader and we're muted, you're not going to get any snare sound in that reverb besides what's bleeding through some of the other tracks. So pre-fader, make sure all of those are set, all your toms, all that fun stuff. And then once you mute those tracks, that's how you're going to get that room sound without the direct sound. Because we don't want to conflict with what's already here. We like that sound. The band likes that sound. We don't really want to lean on samples. So get rid of those direct sounds so they don't conflict. And then just use the room. Use the reverb. So cool. So, hey, if you guys like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, check out the link in the description for the store, check out some of my drum samples and impulse responses and whatnot. Thanks for subscribing. By the way, last time we hit 100 subscribers, and now I think we're beyond that. So cool. Thank you for subscribing. I'm honored that anyone would take the time to watch these videos. I have a blast making them, but if you hit the subscribe button, you're all right. That's pretty cool and kind of humbling, to be honest. If you guys have questions or stuff you want to see, let me know. Like, this is all just for fun anyway, so let's talk about it. Anyway, I'm going to mute Superior Drummer and go back and forth. So here we go. Catch you guys later. Resident Loser Jeremy. See ya.